Today we're going to have a quick look at a couple of recent examples that will demonstrate proof, if you haven't already seen enough, that many cops feel above the law, that laws don't apply to them, that blue line mentality, that blue line privilege, actions of the bad ones that make them all look bad. The first one is ridiculous, while the second is very concerning. Let me pause briefly to set the scene. I'm in Volusia County, Florida, and I had just parked in this parking lot to run in the store real quick. Behind this police car here, and in front of it were several cars trying to go in different directions, trying to get around this police car that's blocking the way. Given the way that it's parked, it seems as if it just suddenly stopped there for some reason, so something must be going on. As cars were trying to get around, I was looking around trying to find the deputy. Maybe he jumped out there for some reason. I don't see brake lights, but maybe he's sitting inside running something on the computer. But he's somewhat in a fire lane and blocking through traffic, so something's got to be going on. But then I notice a key detail. That says Orange County Sheriff's Office. Like I said, this is in Volusia County. This is far from his jurisdiction, but maybe he stumbled upon a serious crime in progress. So I started recording, and I'm going to try to figure out what's up. What is this? Orange County, kind of out of jurisdiction, right in front of the no parking sign. Nobody in this thing. So we're in Volusia County. What the hell is this? An abandoned vehicle here? Look at this. Just parked right here. I'm so confused as to what this is. This is literally, it was backing up traffic, which is what caught my attention a minute ago. Parked this far away from the fire lane right here where it says no parking. Oh, what's up? This is you. That's called Volusia County for an abandoned vehicle. How come you park right here?
Because I had to run in real quick and...
I got to run in real quick too, but I had to park in a parking spot.
Yeah. You don't gotta make a big deal out of it right now.
I don't have to make a big... What's your name?
Travis.
That's your last name? What?
I just gotta get diapers.
I'm actually coming in to get diapers right now.
Good, man.
Literally, but I had to use a parking spot.
Okay.
You're backing up traffic and everything. Orange County. Seriously? So because it's a police car, you think because it's a police car you could do that? Because it's a police car, right? That's why. Dude, unbelievable. Talk about above the law. You heard it. He said he can do that because he had to get diapers. I'm coming in here right now to get diapers. I had to use the parking lot. Holy hell. Let me point out something else real quick that I'm sure some of you caught. Deputy Travis comes out right there and he's not just carrying diapers, he's carrying something else. Something in that brown paper bag. Now the grocery store does sell wine and things like that, but right next door, on the same sidewalk, they have a liquor store. Did he go there first? And I wonder if the Orange County Sheriff's Office, like many agencies, has a policy that prohibits employees from purchasing alcohol while in uniform. I don't know, it could be something else, right? It could be. I don't know what else they would put in a brown paper bag, though. That looks to be shaped like a bottle. And do I personally care if you bought alcohol? No. But if you're going to do things like that you're technically not supposed to do, why would you be so stupid about it and draw so much attention to yourself? Had he just parked like the peasants, I never would have even seen that he was there. I don't know. You let me know what you think's in that bag. Complete lack of consideration for others by Deputy Travis with the Orange County Sheriff's Office in Florida. You don't have to make a big deal of it, he says. But seriously, not just above the law, but just disrespectful and inconsiderate to everybody else. Imagine if you showed up at the store and just stopped your car randomly right there and went in, blocking traffic. People would look at you like you're nuts. Some might yell at you. And the police might write you a ticket for blocking the fire lane. But not if you're one of them. I'd love to see Deputy Travis stop somebody for a fire lane violation. You know, not a cop, but one of us peasants. And for that peasant to say, come on, man, you don't have to make a big deal of this. And then just get in his car and drive along his peasant way. I bet it results in a felony and maybe some injuries. Next, we're going to look at a recent example where the Deland, Florida Police Department was following this vehicle around, driven by This Is a Public Service. They were looking for probable cause to stop the vehicle, This is a public service, not a fan of the Deland Police Department, didn't want to be followed by them, and he safely and lawfully pulled over. Shortly after, he continued on his way again, only for the officer to resume the following. Later, for a second time, this is a public service, pulled off the road by legally parallel parking. At this point, even without probable cause, the cop said, "Legal reason be damned, I'm gonna stop him anyway," and initiated a traffic stop to just check his well-being since he drove legally and doing nothing wrong. A supervisor is requested in reference to this illegal stop, and we'll get to listen in as the officer explains to the sergeant that he had absolutely no legal reason to stop the car. Of course, he'll do that in cop speak, which will of course be fully justified by the sergeant. Sergeant Salmon doesn't want to hear any peasant whining about rights violations.
For a well-being check, that's all it is. I saw that once I got behind you, you keep turning off, and then yeah, I'm trying to make sure you're okay. You keep pulling off the road and coming back on the road and stuff, so I'm trying to see if you're having a medical emergency or anything like that, that's all.
You're pulling me over.
For a well-being check.
Stopping me from what I'm doing.
Yes.
Because you're concerned?
Yes.
Did I commit a crime?
I said I'm just doing a well-being check on you.
Did I commit a traffic infraction?
No, I'm just doing a well-being check on you.
What is it?
Officer Alfonso with the Deland Police Department.
Who's the other officer?
What is it?
Who's the other officer?
Officer Matt. He's right over there. Just doing a well-being check on you, man. You keep pulling in and off parking lots, that's all.
Do you have a supervisor on duty?
I can get a supervisor for you. Okay. Give me a minute. 5 Alpha 11 to 10 on patrol. Can you come to my traffic stop? He's requesting a supervisor. Yeah, it is. Alright, I have a supervisor coming in.
Is this something that you guys typically engage in?
What is it?
Is this something that you guys typically engage in?
We conduct well-being checks all the time whenever a car, if we see that a car is doing some type of maneuvers or anything like that, that we believe.
What maneuver was it that you...
I just said that you kept pulling off and onto the road and all that. That's why I'm doing a well-being check.
Off the road?
It was a total of 2 times that you did that, so I was trying to check up on you.
Is this the second time, the traffic stop?
No, the second time is when you pulled off into the Stetson field where they're doing
When was the first time?
The first time, it was by the potato patch, if you know where that is. That's right down there by the Dixie Lodge. I don't know if you're from the area or not, but...
Is that on video?
It is, actually. My dash cam records up to a minute before anything happens.
Anything happens, so when did you start recording?
It's a minute before the lights come on.
So I was in that Stetson lot from...
Okay, but it still happened under my presence. I was just doing a well-being check. The supervisor's coming. Okay, he's going to talk to you. So.
You're the one that pulled me over.
I understand that, but you requested a supervisor, so now I'm going to have you talk to the supervisor.
On the side of the road.
Yeah, for a well-being check. That's all it was. Yeah, it should be good.
How
just going to wait for
How long
Sarge.
do you need to conduct your well-being check?
This was it, but you called the supervisor, so I'm just waiting on my supervisor.
Because you're illegally detaining me on the side of the road.
I never said... I'm just doing a well-being check. I never said you're being detained or anything.
Sir, I'm not detained. There's lights on behind me. You pulled me over to the
for
side
a well-being
of the road.
check.
How am I supposed to believe that I'm not
for a well-being
detained?
check? Like I said, my supervisor's on his way. Well, I'll go ahead and talk to my supervisor. You would have been free to go now because I see that you're doing perfectly fine, but you called for my supervisor. That's why...
I'm concerned that you're pulling people over for not doing a goddamn thing wrong.
I got you. Well, my supervisor's coming, that way you can talk to me.
I'm concerned that you're detaining people on the side of the road for no good goddamn reason.
Well, I'm just doing a well-being check on you, like I said.
I'm not real concerned about your well-being check.
Okay.
You're pulling citizens over on the side of the road for their well-being. Is that what I'm to understand?
We can do that. We can do that. If we think that
right?
there might be having a medical issue or anything like that, we can do that. Yes.
What kind of medical issue would somebody have pulling over on the side of the road?
Like I said, you pulled over more than once. I was trying to make sure you were okay.
I don't like to be followed by police.
Okay. It's a public roadway. I'm allowed to follow you if I wanted to.
Yep.
But
and I guess you're allowed to illegally detain me too, huh?
I never said you were detained. I said you're here for a well-being check.
I'm not detained. What do those lights mean?
You can leave right now if you want.
When an officer...
My supervisor's at the light, so I'll just go ahead and wait for my supervisor to come, okay?
The actual reason for the stop is that Officer Alfonso found it suspicious that this is a public service, did not want to be followed by the police, and he just had to know why. But he was unable to come up with legal probable cause, so he decided to just claim a well-being check. Now, police can stop a driver for a well-being check in very certain circumstances with specific criteria being met. This is not one of those circumstances. Not wanting the police behind you and doing safe and legal things to stop them from being behind you is not probable cause. Much like a DUI checkpoint. If you turn around to avoid a checkpoint, police might think that's suspicious, might not even consider that you just don't want to be hassled and held up. But that's not legal probable cause to stop you. But this is Deland PD. I'd expect no less.
Hey, just to... If I would have called Clark, I know he would have asked for Sergeant, so there's no point.
Clark's going to be
Okay, so... I pull out of the Dixie Lodge call, right? And then he just happens to be in front of me. He pulls off very rapidly to the right into the potato patch down there. And then he lets me pass and he gets behind me. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I got into the turning lane. And then I see that he turns right. So I went ahead and turned right too. I was just trying to see what was going on because I also ran the tag. It looks like a New Hampshire tag. But it ended up not being a New Hampshire tag. It came back to no record found though. So that's why I kept going behind it, believing that it was, you know, no record found tag, whatever. As I'm going behind it again, he makes another quick maneuver and goes into a parking lot. I'm like, what is going on? So once he gets out of that parking lot, I go behind him again, trying to see if I can actually get the right tag. And then while he stopped here at this stop sign, he's trying to go fast, like trying to get past all traffic and all that are waiting at the stop sign.
Like, did he do any, like,
no,
violations
so
or anything?
I went ahead and pulled him over to see if he was doing all right because of the way he was driving and all that. I was like, you're literally just being pulled over for a well-being check, making sure you're all good. Because I verified that the tag was right.
Tag is right, okay.
Yeah, the tag is good. So that's why whenever I pulled him over, I was like, hey man, just making sure you're doing all right because of how quickly you keep pulling in and out and all that. And at the stop sign too, he kind of like rapidly tried to like get past all traffic that was trying to go.
When you say that, what do you mean?
So like, car in front of him was trying to go, and then he just goes in the middle of the intersection, like trying to rush to go, so I'm not behind him, type deal.
I got you. So did he violate that person's right of way?
No.
Okay.
So the thing is, like I said, I was just pulling him over for a well-being check, and then he's like, oh, so you're legally detaining me? I said, you're not being detained, it was just a well-being check. And he's just requesting a supervisor.
Okay. You get a license or anything?
Nope. I mean, it was just for a well-being check. He's not wanting to give me his driver's license, so I'm not bothering with it. Okay. There's no reason for me to get it anyways. So. That's all it was.
How's it going, man?
How do you think it's going? Is it Sergeant still, Sergeant Salmon?
It is.
Why are your officers pulling people over for no crime?
Okay, so he was conducting a well-being check on you. You were
Come on, man.
some concerning
behavior, like pulling to the side of the road safely in a safe manner.
Okay. He said you
not violating any traffic and You have me detained on the side of the road, and you don't want to listen to me?
Let's go. I told him he was not detained. He was free to leave, so.
Illegal traffic stop aside, the first thing that concerns me is the fact that Officer Alfonso did not activate his body-worn camera until he realized that the driver was familiar with his rights and with laws and knew that this was an unlawful stop. Only then did he activate the camera, which is against department policy. Why had he initially decided not to make evidence of that stop? Then Officer Alfonso, speaking the blue line language, explained to Sergeant Salmon that he became very suspicious that the vehicle in front of him did not want to be in front of him. Even Sergeant Salmon tried to think up probable cause after the fact, but there just wasn't any. So instead of listening to the citizen's valid, genuine concerns about having his rights violated, he basically just said, well, he did what he did because we do what we do. You just deal with it. Get out of here. Those were just two very recent examples, and only from my tiny little piece of the world, showing cops doing whatever the hell they want to do, regardless of the laws they're supposed to be bound by, regardless of your rights, and without consideration for anybody else. Just imagine how much goes on that we don't know about, or that is not captured on video. Go to the comments and share your thoughts and feelings. Make sure that you're subscribed with the notifications turned on, because unfortunately, there's plenty more of this to come. And check out my other videos for more.
Am
Am I being detained?
Now you're free to go.